Alright, I'm going to be reviewing the K-Rounds outside the waistband Pancake holster. Excuse me if the setup isn't the best. I've been very busy lately, and I figured I better just go ahead and do the review with what I got with me and what's set up now the way it is. Because if not, I'll never get it done. Or it'll be like a year from now, the way things have been going. Anyway. So this is easily the best Kydex holster I've ever used. I ordered the outside the waistband Pancake holster for the VP9SK and the fit's perfect. The holster is comfortable, conceals easily for an outside the waistband holster, and it has a very smooth draw. So far it appears this holster will not wear the finish off the gun. Both drawing and inserting the gun is very smooth, yet it still has an audible and felt click when you holster the gun, which I like. It shipped quickly as well, arrived in less than a week, which is impressive considering I live on the other side of the country, and it was the week of Independence Day, or the 4th of July for all you intellectually lazy people who don't refer to the holiday by its proper name. The holster conceals easily under most properly fitting casual shirts, and can even conceal under a t-shirt as long as it's not too tight or thin. However, I feel it would probably print somewhat significantly under a t-shirt while carrying any gun much larger than the VP9SK or possibly even a Glock 19. Anything larger than a Glock 19, you may be pushing your luck size-wise. If you're dead set on wearing a tight t-shirt or carrying a larger gun, K-Rounds does have an inside the waistband option that is even more minimalist. Not to mention the fact that inside the waistband holsters usually conceal easier than outside the waistband. With that being said though, the K-Rounds outside the waistband holster is probably one of the easiest outside the waistband holsters to conceal, at least from my experience. It appears the owner really is telling the truth when he says he uses pure virgin Kydex that does not easily wear the finish off the gun. While I know a gun is a tool and I can deal with a little wear over time if I have to due to training hard or carrying the gun for several years, I freaking hate how other lesser quality Kydex holsters quickly and excessively wear the finish off the gun to the point that it ends up looking like you dragged the gun across a concrete parking lot after only drawing the gun a dozen times from the holster. And in terms of the gun being a tool, I know it is, but I'll save that rant for another time. Nothing wrong with wanting to keep it nice as long as you're willing to carry it everywhere and train with it, and not letting the risk of it getting worn stop you from doing those things. Who cares if you want a good holster that doesn't just wear the hell out of it? Can't blame someone for that. Anyway, I truly believe the folks at K-Rounds have perfected the Kydex holster. They've really perfected the Kydex holster based on my experience with this holster. I plan on purchasing more holsters from K-Rounds for other guns as needed or over time. So I hope they keep up the good work. Here in a minute, I'll set the camera down and I'll do some draws from the holster, so you can kind of see what it sounds like. It has a very smooth draw, as I said. It doesn't sound rough and loud like some other Kydex holsters, and again, it feels very smooth. But there's other videos out there showing people with this holster on their hip drawing from it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not here to show off my draw skill or whatever. I'm just trying to do a review on this holster to give the people watching a good idea how it works, and the quality of it. And not that I make a whole lot of YouTube videos, but I just felt compelled to make this one simply for the fact that I was having trouble finding a holster I like for the VP9SK, which is what drove me to find these guys, K-Rounds, and they're based out of Washington. So needless to say, over here on the East Coast, I haven't really seen their holsters in stores or anything, and haven't really seen them show up online all that much. But since I couldn't find a holster that I normally like or normally use for this particular gun, the VP9SK LE with night sights here, this one is, since I couldn't find a holster I liked for it, I was searching and looking in places I wouldn't normally look, and after searching forever and ever, I finally came across K-Rounds and read the description about how he uses virgin Kydex and how it's pure, and how most other Kydex companies use a lesser grade Kydex with a bunch of recycled materials mixed in with it. and how he doesn't do that, and that's why they don't wear on the finish. They don't scratch the hell out of the gun, or sound rough on the draw. I thought, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. Again, I don't mind wear in terms of training. Obviously, the guns I carry on duty get worn out quite a bit, but this is a personal gun. I like it, and it's nice. I want to keep it looking nice, but still carry it. Again, holster wear is not going to stop me from carrying a gun. It's not going to stop me from training with a gun, I promise. But again, I just don't want some crappy holster either. So anyway, I'll quit rambling on here and I'll show you how the holster works. This holster is very thin. At least I think it is. It's very close to the body. But anyway, I'll go ahead and kind of show you how the draw works, or how it sounds. So you have the gun holster there, it sits closer, and actually it's pretty easy to draw. The grip sticks out a little bit when you have it on, but not to the point where it makes it hard to conceal. But here we go. Alright, and then as you holster the gun, boom, that little pop. Or I called it a click. I guess it's more of a pop. So anyway, you see how it works there. I strongly recommend buying one of these holsters. I've had a lot of good experience with this one so far. I haven't had it all that long, but I've been carrying it every time I leave the house, not on duty. So yeah, every time I leave the house or go somewhere, I throw this on. Like I said, pretty easy to conceal in most clothes and very comfortable. I really like this holster, and I would strongly recommend checking it out if you like Kydex holsters, or even if you don't. And I want to see these guys do good, because I'd love to start seeing them here on the East Coast more often. I was at a gun show the other day, and I was thinking, I saw a bunch of booths, holster booths and stuff, and a couple of them were Kydex holster booths. And they were talking about how they came up with this great idea after needing to be able to carry a gun, but be able to conceal it and make it comfortable and blah, blah, blah. And it's always the same story with these Kydex holster companies, most of them. But they're all the same essentially, and that's why I've hated them. They're cheap, they wear the gun off the finish, but not these holsters. These holsters, very good quality. So if you want to check them out, go to krounds.com and check them out. I promise they're not paying me for this. If so, I'd probably be fired, because this is a pretty low grade, low quality review. But I just am really impressed by their holsters, and when I believe in something, and I see a company and I think their product's just really good, I like to see them succeed and prevail, simply because, like I said, I believe this is the gold standard of what a Kydex holster should be. Not necessarily the outside the waistband. I mean, I like it. For me, it's preferred, but you might prefer inside the waistband. But their quality, their craftsmanship is what I believe is the gold standard of what a Kydex holster should be. And this is the gold standard of what an outside the waistband Kydex holster should be, in my opinion. Because it's comfortable, it draws well, it conceals well, it has it doesn't eat up the finish on your gun like some Kydex holsters do. To me, it is the gold standard, and the owner goes over it on his website, and he did an article or an interview with Truth About Guns a couple years back, talking about how his holsters are. He's open about telling you what kind of Kydex he uses, where he gets it from. And that his Kydex is pure Kydex. It's not mixed in with other recycled plastics. So I really do believe in it, and I do want to see him do well. And that's mainly why I'm doing this review. I didn't see a whole lot of reviews out there. The few reviews I did see mainly just showed people carrying it, throwing a shirt over it, and drawing from it. And that's why I'm not really worried about doing those things. You want to see how people draw with it? Fine. I mean, I probably should do that and include it, but again, I really don't have time. Went to the range a lot in the past couple months shooting this gun before I had this holster, and shooting some other guns, and right now I just got a lot going on, so I don't know when I'll make it back to the range again. I really want to get this review out there. So again, if you're looking for a Kydex holster, or even if you're not into Kydex holster, give these guys a try. Out of all the Kydex holster companies out there, these guys are the ones who deserve to do well, because they have put the time and effort into these holsters. You can tell they're great quality holsters, and they're on the spot. I mean, I ordered it on a Friday. Independence Day was on Tuesday, and this got here on Thursday. So just under a week. And these guys are in Washington, and I'm on the East Coast. And they got it from Washington to the East Coast in less than a week, or maybe just under a week, with a major holiday weekend, or somewhat major holiday weekend. It's my favorite holiday personally, but a federal holiday weekend regardless. So, and they got it here quickly. There's been other companies that, while I like their holsters, I've ordered from them online, and you know, I didn't get it for 4 weeks later. And some of these companies are big companies, but these guys got it right out the door to me very quickly. So I hope they do well, because they make a great product. They know their stuff, and they're on top of it. I mean, like I said, they're getting things done. They're getting it done quickly. And they have a wide variety of holster options. You can get them with tack lights options, or not for certain guns. You can get inside the waistband, outside the waistband, different setups. On the inside the waistband, you can do a clip, or you can do the button straps, whatever you want to do. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Hope I answered any questions people may have about this holster. If you do have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.